This is our regular meeting, June 23rd, 6 p.m. in the council chambers. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Thank you, Council President. Councilwoman Banks.
Present.
Councilman Brightwell.
Here.
Councilman Cruz. Councilwoman Haynes.
Present.
Council Pro Tem Hicks.
Here.
Councilwoman Hull.
Here.
Council President Mandelbaum.
Present.
We have a quorum. Thank you.
Thank you. If you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have one surprise presentation this evening. I'd like to call up our DDA director.
What did I do on my phone?
Thank you. I'm Molly Lalone, the Executive Director for the Southfield Downtown Development Authority. I am here to invite everybody to come to the first Greet and Eat luncheon series that we have on Wednesday from 11 o'clock until 1. Just like we did last year, we'll have Egg Roll Diva. If you came to visit us last year, it's the same menu. And we are also going to have a ribbon cutting at 11 o'clock. And the ribbon cutting will be to celebrate the Greenfield Road beautification that is a partnership with the City of Southfield and with Oak Park, and also the reconstruction of Foster Winter Drive. And this will take place at Greenfield Plaza, which is at the corner of 9 Mile and Greenfield. And it is, Greenfield Plaza is the home of Lou's Deli and the Providence Coney Island and the Fifth Avenue Furniture Store, which has just opened. And then after that, we're going to be doing these events every single month. The next one will be July 29th at Providence Hospital, and we'll have 2 food trucks there. And then August 26th, it will be at the Epicenter offices. And last in September, we'll be at the OCC Southfield campus near 9 Mile. And we are offering 150 guests, our first 150 guests who are willing to sign up for our newsletter or subscribe to the Facebook page or the LinkedIn page, any of those. You can get a voucher for free lunch. And I hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Council, any questions? All right, thank you. We hope to see you, everyone there. All right, next is our communication portion of the meeting. The Southfield City Council has established the following rules of procedure for all speakers. No speaker may make personal or impertinent attacks upon any officer, employee, or city council member or other elected official that is unrelated to the manner in which the officer, employee, or city council member or other elected official performs his or her duties. No person shall use abusive or threatening language towards any individual when addressing the city council. Any person who violates this section shall be directed by the presiding officer to be orderly and silent. If a person addressing the council refuses to become silent when so directed, such person may be deemed by the presiding officer to have committed a breach of the peace by disrupting and impeding the orderly conduct of the public meeting of the city council and may be ordered by the presiding officer to leave the meeting. If the person refuses to leave as directed, the presiding officer may direct any law enforcement officer who is present to escort the violator from the meeting. The council may not provide responses to public comment during the meeting. If you have provided your contact information when you signed up for public communications, the city will provide a more formal response to you in the near future should it be needed. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. The council will try to respond to comments made by the public after communications has been completed. Our first speaker is Diane Cuzzillo. Diane. Keith Harris.
How you doing today? Keith Harris. We have a serious problem in Southfield, and it's a racial divide. We've been getting a lot of complaints from our African American community on your side of town, Mandelbaum, with members of the Jewish community knocking on their doors, walking up to them, asking them to give up their homes, actually sell their homes under value. Actually, one neighbor says to me that the lady says to him, "I need your home for my sister. Would you sell it to me?" Now, the problem even persists so far. On May 21st, there was a young man working in his yard. Y'all all know him, Toby Rhodes, blasted all over the newspaper, all over TV, saying that he threatened somebody with lawn equipment. I dare any one of y'all to review the police report, review the tape, because I have. It was nothing like that. The Jewish man lied. He clearly lied. He staged the whole incident. Now, is this where we're going to today? Where somebody wants this man's house so bad, where they staged the whole incident. Now, this is going to blow up on Southfield. And Karen McDonald better give an apology the same way she went on the media. We are one nation under God. There is no favorite race in America. There is no favorite race. The Jewish people ain't the favorite race. Ain't nobody white. If anybody owns this country, it's the Native Americans. I'm saying to you, pick up the newspaper. Look at the police report. Review the videotape. This man did nothing but work in front of his house. And it's the old saying, he was in the right place at the right time. But it must have been the wrong time, since the Jewish guy decided to walk by and instigate and have somebody videotape it while he did it. I'm telling you, this is going to blow up. This is going to blow up, and it's not going to look good. Black people have the right to own their homes. We had $37 million worth of homes stolen by this administration. Enough is enough is enough. Now, the real question is, after this Jewish man lied and filled out a false police report, do Jews go to jail now? Because jails are meant for more than just white and black people. We want a public apology ASAP, and we want this video shown to the people on the news now.
Our next speaker is Adam Steinberg.
Hello. Pleased to meet the council. Thank you for your service to this community, first and foremost. I am coming here to express my concern about a new business that opened right across the street from where I live. It's on Southfield Road, just south of 13 Mile. It's the Clean Express Car Wash, 30233 Southfield Road. Part of why I chose to buy my condo 5 years ago in this immediate area is it's one of the few areas in Metro Detroit that's actually a walkable community. I got used to that when I lived for many years in Chicago and New York City. I did grow up in Metro Detroit, and when I came back here, I wanted to have a walking lifestyle. In any case, I'm used to city noise. I'm used to traffic. I'm used to people talking outside my window, sirens, all those things. This car wash, though, is excessive in every possible way with the noise pollution that they put out in the community. There's, for instance, a Jack's Car Wash just 100 feet away on the same side of the street that is minuscule in the amount of noise that they put out compared to this car wash. I did speak to the manager of this car wash. He sort of feigned, I don't know what I can do, maybe I'll talk to a technician, but nothing happened. So I would like the council to look into mitigating this business somehow through noise ordinances or quality of life statutes. My ideal request would be And the noises are intermittent, so sometimes they'll go for hours, sometimes they won't be for hours. But I work from home, and I live across Southfield Road, which is a busy street, and I can hear it over the traffic with my windows closed. The neighbor below me, I live in a 2-story condo building, the neighbor below me also works from home, and she's disrupted by it just as much as I am. And again, city noise doesn't bother me. So my ideal would be send someone to sit outside Jack's for an hour, listen to how loud they are as an established car wash in this community, and then send someone to go outside this new car wash for an hour also and just see what we can do. Maybe the council can compel them to build some kind of a noise barrier. There's 2 main sounds. One is like a sound, which sounds like a fence is being opened to release someone in a prison yard. It's awful. And then the other is just a metal grinding sound, which is actually their internal vacuums in the car wash process. So anyway, that's my contribution for today. Thank you again.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Lita Brooks.
Hello. I came to address the issue with the pool parties. We had another one on Saturday. My question is, are there any bylaws in place in regards to these pool parties and the entertainment, and what's being done to deter this type of behavior and disturbances to our neighbors? My mother has been in Southfield since 1975, and I don't know how much time my mother has, but I feel like she really deserves to have peace and not be disturbed by neighbors coming in, making loud noises, or having pool parties, or smoking weed. I have a picture of a young lady getting dressed in the street. She shouldn't have to see that. And I just want to know what's being done. That's it.
Okay. We'll address that after we're done with communications.
All right.
Thank you. And then our last speaker is Pamela Gerald.
I'm going to have to change what I was going to talk about. I am so sick and tired of people coming up to this podium talking smack, as the kids say. Smack is another word for lying. The city of Southfield does not take people's homes via foreclosure. If the people don't pay their taxes, it goes to Oakland County, and Oakland County forecloses and sells the homes. How you gonna try to get your wife on counsel when y'all can't even get your facts together? And you talk about racial division in this city. The next time I come to the council meeting, I'm gonna show you some of the negative hatred flyers that Keith Harris and Stacey Jackson have put out about the mayor, the city administrator, former Deputy Chief Nick Lucia, Brenda Lawrence, Jeremy Moss, Councilman Mandelbaum. I'm going to show you all of these negative flyers. You can agree to disagree with people, but when you put negative, nasty stuff on print, it takes a whole new meaning. And I know no voter in the city of Southfield wants a woman and her guy putting out negative flyers to serve this council. Because what would you do if you don't get your way up there? I'm just so sick and tired of it. We got enough stuff that we're dealing with in this United States, and what we're trying to do good in this city, that we don't need anybody coming up with lies. Now, I've known Toby Rhodes his whole career living here. I knew his mother. Toby Rhodes has done some things. His mother, may she rest in peace, asked me to talk to him on numerous occasions. He's bothered the mayor. He's bothered a lot of people, because you people take advantage of somebody like Toby, and you have him doing things that you are too scared to do on your own. But when Toby went to jail, did any of y'all go get him out of jail?
Order.
His mother went and got him out of jail.
Can you please calm down? Speak respectfully.
Well, I get 5 minutes to speak. There's nothing in the rule that says I have to speak at a certain tone. And I'm not talking about anybody up there. So, Mr. Hicks, don't interrupt me because you're taking up my time. Now, if you're going to do that, then you need to give me back on the time on the clock. And don't just say order because you got a personal problem with me. So now I'm going to get to another issue. All of you voted for a clerk based on the name. We don't have minutes. Where are the minutes for the entire last year? What month are we on? Not even on the ballot. Couldn't do that right.
Time's up.
Thank you very much, and I yield the minutes that you took from me, or the seconds that you took from me.
All right, we'll try to address some of the comments that were made in no particular order.
There's no eating in the council chambers.
I'm sorry?
There's no eating or drinking in the council chambers.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to put the food away.
Diabetic.
Thank you. We had a resident who spoke about the car wash and the excessive noise. We will reach out to our code enforcement director and have her look at the noise that is being made there, see what can and cannot be done, if it's violating the city ordinance or not, and then we will get back to you. The pool party concerns, I don't know, City Attorney, do you want to address that? Because I know there was some action taken last week prior to the parties that we were aware of.
Yes, I can speak to it. I've been communicating with the mayor, police chief. So it's my understanding for the one that was previously discussed, I think some people came to our joint meeting, we had the police do the investigation. They were able to have an individual charged with one of our criminal misdemeanor ordinances. And so then that person turned themselves in. They have a $10,000, I believe it's a personal bond. We had asked for cash or surety. So I think we have another person on that. If there was another part in the future, I'm sorry, not in the future, but after that party, again, we need the police report, we need body cameras. So in conjunction with the police department, we have to review it and then also look at our ordinances. We have to have a person that we can charge. We have to have certain information. So we're in the process of looking at that now. One of the things that I mentioned earlier to someone was that I know when I look at some of the videos, the parking on both sides of the streets, and there had been some discussion about putting up parking signs, maybe at some point communicating again with the homeowners. Really, you have to just tell all the homeowners, here's the applicable ordinances, and this is the jail penalties that you can face, or you or someone at the home. So we're in the middle of it, but with the police department, we're trying to address this. You know, the residents call the police get out there. We ask them to, get as much information, get names. So that's where we're at now. So we are aggressively trying to address it the best way we can. So I'll just leave it at that and keep working with the police department.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. Brooks, I don't know if you're aware, I came over about 4:30 on Saturday. We heard from neighbors that, I think it was Friday or Thursday, that porta potties were brought to that house. And so the police were on alert. I talked to the police chief on Friday or Saturday. I also took pictures of security guards that were taking money. I think the first thing I couldn't tell was they were putting armbands or wristbands on people. I did talk to one of the people that left the party and said, yes, she paid to get in. And this particular resident has done this before. The police department did respond, and they shut the party down at 8:30 on Saturday night.
Ms. Councilwoman Haynes? About the party, or? We don't want to get into a back and forth with any of the speakers, but you can, yeah, to the city attorney or the mayor, sure.
To the city attorney, when a person has a residential home and they operate it as a business, isn't there a fine that could take place as it not being registered as a business and also operating as a business? Because this is, I mean, this is ongoing, and this is a business.
So this is what we have on the books. We do not have something that says you cannot operate a business from your home, because you could have someone that's an accountant, right? So we have on the books in our zoning ordinance that if it affects the character of the neighborhood, in order to do that, our office did discuss this. We need, information, code enforcement, their officers actually write the civil infraction. So even if we had that information, it's only a civil infraction, a municipal civil infraction. So what we do is we'd rather just go for the criminal offenses where they have to come in front of a judge, or we can have them put in jail, or they can be on probation for 12 months and have to pay fines and costs. The zoning ordinance as it's written, and I looked at another one today, it's about the use of your land. Can you use your land to run a business? So that takes a different burden of proof, whereas with our criminal offenses, we have someone, we have pictures, we get a name, we get the homeowner's name, we can issue criminal warrants with enough information. So while we know that that is on the books in terms of having a business that affects the character of the neighborhood, the burden, it's tricky, and so our attorneys have decided to go hard and just go for the criminal offenses until we can get some other information that maybe we can do this, because someone may say, well, I was making a donation, I was making a contribution, and then maybe they won't have another party. But if this is something repetitive, we already said we put one homeowner on notice, so if this happens again, we're coming for you for the criminal misdemeanor, and you have to go in front of the judge. And
Okay, I think that because you can't have a garage sale that was so many times, and you get, come on, a garage sale, if you get cited for that.
Right, and I know that last week, we were advised, we did have a number of residents who came and spoke last week at our meeting, and after that, we were, as the city attorney mentioned, there were warrants issued. They did talk to the homeowner, they did talk to the people who were using the home, and we were able to shut it down. This was an additional one, and we're following those same steps we have to make sure that we have our I's dotted, our T's are crossed in order to shut it down appropriately and make sure that it holds up in court should we shut it down. So we are taking the active steps, as the mayor mentioned. He was on site with the police chief, making sure that they were aware and taking everything into account. But, Councilman Hogue?
Did you? Mrs. Brooks?
Wait, please, wait till you get to the mic. So we generally do not allow speakers, but we'll give you an additional minute.
Okay, I was able to obtain, I forgot to tell you, I was able to obtain a business card from the security of that last party on Saturday, if you want me to give you this information.
Yeah, so if you can give that to the city planner, we'll make sure that it gets to the city attorney, and that would help. Yeah.
And I just want to say, Madam Attorney, I'm not sure if the folks that came during the last meeting that we had, but the neighbor that reached out to me, she indicated that they're also parking at that church. And so the church had an unexpected meeting and needed to park, and they got very irate and disrespectful to the church folks. So my concern is that they may then come back and retaliate against the church, trash the church. So this is really getting out of hand. And so, just to let you know, I don't know if you were aware of that.
no, I wasn't, but I know that I've heard of the parking is bad enough just on the street, but I will have to meet with the chief and the deputy chiefs to discuss what's going on, because, yes, the police are going to be the ones that have to enforce this. And Michigan is an open carry state, so while they have security and they're walking around with these weapons, that's not against the law necessarily, because it's an open carry state. So I think probably it's going to be necessary to meet with the police, public safety, see if there's anything else we can do to curtail this.
They breached the fence between the house backs up to the church on South Road. So they were intentionally trying to use the church part for this part.
In the church, some churches have signs. I don't know if they have a towing company because that's private property. So again, probably need to have a meeting and
But
get
our-
the police chief
you
involved.
know, the city attorney's
I'm just
working with
concerned they'll get
our
retaliated
police.
against. I'm just concerned
I
they'll
am
get
too.
retaliated
Right.
against by doing that. I just, I guess I'm asking and hoping that the police, we could do just some monitoring
Right.
every weekend until this, so that we can send the message, we're not having this. And I appreciate the mayor being there, again, neighbors, because my brother lived on the street when he was living, and it's a shame that it's turned to that, and it's getting out of hand, and we've just got to do something. I was just thinking also, are they violating any of our, they're changing clothes in the middle of the street, practically naked from the pictures we saw.
That's indecent exposure.
Yeah, but that's onto the person, but can we also,
I mean, there's a public nudity ordinance. We'll have to look at that. We have to have the police, if they witness it, depending on if it's a 90-day or 93-day misdemeanor. So again, sitting with the police and really hammering this out is what's going to be the next step, at least for my office.
and I know it's a lot we're asking, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just thinking about those parties that it turned to
Right.
gunfire, people get killed, and we just don't want to see that here. So as much as we can, and I know the police are doing the best they can, but we've got to stand strong with this and somehow figure out a way.
The police department did look at people that were blocking fire hydrants on Saturday. But this particular homeowner, I think this is the third or fourth time she's done it. It seems like every summer, and I know that the attorney's office has dealt with her before. And so they're just doing this with impunity. And obviously a lack of respect for the neighbor. The neighborhood.
Is there a way we can put the neighbors on alert in that area to give them some procedures, step one, step two? If you see it looks like a party's about to happen, here's what to do. Even the church, where they can call, be prepared to know what they can do ahead of time, because it seems like this is something where you can kind of tell if somebody's going to have a party, what's going on. These are the steps you need to call or talk to someone and let everybody in that neighborhood know, or even we put this out to our city residents, because this appears to be an attraction that people have to come in to thinking that they can do this. And if they're just getting slapped on the wrist or they're doing it every year, apparently it's something that they are consistently doing and don't seem to be stopping. I'd like to know if we can put something in place to say, this is what you need to do, who you need to call, to take steps ahead of time or something. This is, has to be stopped.
Well, the tip-off was the 4 o'clock, 2 here.
The what?
The tip-off of the party was 2 4 o'clock.
Is your mic on, Mr. Mayor?
It is.
Okay.
The other part of this, so when
Can't hear.
this is on, the tip-off was when porta potties were delivered. Then the neighborhood put it on next door, and a number of neighbors then put trash cans and things out in the street, so they couldn't park in front of their house. But that obviously not the answer.
No.
Yeah.
And then people will get evil with that, and then again, we'll try to hurt the neighbor,
This is what
yeah.
That's not a home-based business. That's not a home-based business. That's a club. And something has to be done. That's a club. When you put parking, you got security, that's not a home-based business.
And that's what the city attorney is working with the police chief on.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Let me just ask one question. Is the police, are they, normally police, when they patrol areas that are problem areas, and that kind of calm things down, is that being done?
First of all, the police knew there was going to be a party. They just didn't know when it was going to start.
Right.
So, cars started arriving around 3:30, 4 o'clock. They had, I talked to the chief, there were a couple of domestic incidents at that time. Somewhere after 4:30, 3 police cars did come to the neighborhood. They monitored the situation, and then when things seemed to get really out of hand, at 8:30, they shut it down.
Okay. And I think we just, I got a call on this, and the young lady was at our meeting Monday, the council, and it was my understanding the chief, if we make them aware, if we give them an early warning, and if they start patrolling through the area, my experience with that, if they approach, the cars are circulating around there, things are calm with respect to, things that are disruptive. So, if I can follow up and just with the chief and or you, are we actively patrolling these areas when we become aware that these type of activities are potential going to happen? So I can follow up later as opposed to taking time now. Okay, thank you.
Okay. But the short answer is, we're on it. I'm just going to address the other speakers that, Southfield prides itself in our diversity, and you can't take the actions of 1 or 2 people in a city of 80,000 people and say that there's issues throughout the entire city. That's just, it's unfair, it's not true. Every city has unfortunate incidences, it has bad actors, but to single out 1 or 2 instances and say that there's a citywide problem is inappropriate. So, with that, we will move on to the rest of our agenda, and we have 3 sets of minutes to approve.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I move that we approve the minutes for the Committee of the Whole for April 7, 2025, regular meeting minutes for April 21st and April 28th, also of 2025.
Support.
We have a motion by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilwoman Haynes, to approve the Committee of the Whole minutes April 7th, the regular minutes of April 21st, and the regular minutes of April 28th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is our consent agenda. These are items that are considered routine, non-controversial, or have been previously discussed. Does any member have any items they'd like pulled for further discussion? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move that we approve consent agenda item A, the request to transfer ownership and location of the Class C liquor license from Kaiser Real Estate of Metamora. Consent agenda item B, authorization to purchase sewer inspection software. C, authorization to purchase a replacement vac door. D, receipt of bids for Farmbrook Road reconstruction. E, contract for GIS services with NV5 Geos Partial. And consent agenda item F, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning preventive maintenance contract. G, authorization to purchase new fire hose for the fire department. H, authorization to award bid for bus stop furnishing installations. And I, authorization to award bid for Welcome to Southfield signs fabrication and installation.
Support.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilman Hicks, to approve consent agenda items A through I. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have 2 items for discussion. The first is the ProTech, which is the Protect Right-of-Way from Telecommunications Encroachment Membership Renewal. Madam Attorney, is this?
Yes. So I put in the packet some background information about Protect, which is an organization that was formed in, I believe, 1996. And it gave the history of public right-of-way and why Southfield, along with Dearborn as the originating members, thought it was necessary to form this because as you know, back in 1996, we had cable companies and they needed the places in our right-of-ways to put their cables and all the things that go with bringing the things that we have now. And over the years, I do have a list of communities, and if you would like to see that, I can tell you that. I went back and forth and the changes, and this is also under the cable department when Kathy Sherman was here. And then we had Ms. Morley was the representative, because we have meetings every month and we rotate the meetings. But there's a lot going on with technology. There's a lot of things that has WWDC, there are a lot of things with public utilities, and so they, as they base contribution on the population, our membership dues did come down. However, they need to increase it, so I believe I did put in the annual report that was just put together. Also, if you want to know all the other cities, this is from 24, 25, we did year-to-date contributions, I can hand you that. But because the new membership is over the 10,000, that is why I'm bringing it to you. Also, when we were talking about this, the city administration, we were talking about franchise fees and pay fees. And one of the interesting things is the streaming. I know people have Netflix, they have Hulu, and one of the statutes in the service agreement and franchise fees, there's certain definitions that says, okay, because you define as this, and you're using a public right of way, then you pay the fee. And Netflix, of course, is streaming, and they're saying, well, we're not putting anything in the ground, but they are using the public right of way because those wires and cables are already in the ground. So that's a big national issues going on, because if they're able to get themselves exempt from the definition, and they wouldn't have to pay franchise fees, then AT&T and Xfinity and all the big telecom companies will come back and say, well, we need to get on that magnitude, sorry, local government. So with that, we are requesting the council approve the renewal with the increased amount of $12,450. What I'm just handing is just the communities that,
All is the same?
yeah, all these are the same.
Okay.
It doesn't show what their new rates are, but all these communities, they're doing the same thing that we got, and from the board met, and the increase, in the mills are fiscal payment, and you're always welcome to come to a meeting, you can pick up your bill in July, the ball in August, or maybe by September, you can come right, come.
It's okay, I don't need it.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I move that we approve the ProTech membership renewal.
Support.
It has been moved by Councilman Hicks, supported by Councilwoman Banks, to approve the ProTech membership renewal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next is approval for OHM Advisors Services for development of a master plan for Freeway Park.
Good evening, Council. Parks and Recreation is here tonight seeking approval to engage OHM Advisors for their services for the development of a master plan for Freeway Park. We've got many opportunities for program development there, trail development. We've got some stormwater management opportunities and neighborhood accessibility. The 2022 to the 2026 master plan calls out Freeway Park for development in 2025. Therefore, Parks and Recreation would like to engage OHM. I've shown some deliverables in this letter so that it reminds folks what the master plan process product looks like when we're done. They do a lot of background research, so some of the property boundaries, you know that part of Freeway Park also engages with Lincoln Woods. We've got some other stakeholders there with MDOT, Oakland County Water Resource, and then we've got some leadership in that area. Community engagement will be a big part of this process. We do that, OHM does that through surveys, through public forums, so that we can reach out and find out what our folks around the surrounding area of that park would like to see for development. Drainage investigation. If any of you are familiar with Freeway Park, we definitely have some water issues there. The topography needs to be taken a look at. And again, stakeholder coordination. They come up with a conceptual master plan, and then the testing of that. So how it starts out is we have, if you should approve this tonight, we have a project kickoff meeting. That's where we come together internally with our other departments as well, whether it be DPW, engineering, stormwater, building. Next step is the community engagement with our folks surrounding the park, concept design and a master plan. They will be giving us a probable cost for the development of a master plan. The total fee for this process is $35,500, and Parks and Recreation is asking for your approval to engage and move forward with this master plan process with OHM.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I move that we approve the OHM Advisor Services for development of a master plan for Freeway Park.
Support.
It's been moved by Councilman Hicks, supported by Councilwoman Hoag, to approve the OHM Advisor Services for the development of the master plan for Freeway Park. Council, did you have any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Terry, just for council's knowledge, what is the time frame that we're looking for? We're looking to have this done by the end of this year?
Sure. If we started in July with paper signing and going forward, we were looking at the October-November timeframe. Probably more realistic to be November. That's about 4 months, but definitely shooting for the October timeframe.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
All right, next is a public hearing. While we get the computer ready for that, we will have a public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant 2025 and 2026 Annual Action Plan and the 21 through 2026 5-year Consolidated Plan. We're almost there.
Can't see that.
Okay, my apologies. I only do this once a year, and I guess the tech changed in that year, no surprise. Good evening, I'm Nina Greenstein, and I'm presenting the proposal, the budget for the HUD Community Development Block Grant Program. This is our program that benefits low and moderate income residents, and we've been getting this grant since 1975. This next fiscal year, we've been allocated $409,397, and that begins July 1st. And this is an increase of over $11,000 from last year's allocation. Staff is proposing funding for 10 activities. They're listed up there with similar funding levels as we approved last year. You can see that the housing activities make up the largest budgeted amount, and there are allocation caps of 15% on our public service activities and 20% on administration. I do want to start by answering the question, since it's a public hearing, who is eligible to benefit from these programs. So depending on which CDBG activity, the income eligibility limit is either 80% or 30% of the median family gross annual income in our designated area. And these limits are set by HUD, and they were just updated in April of this year. So for example, a family of 4 with an income below $72,750 could qualify for a home rehabilitation loan for a new roof. And this past fiscal year, our home rehab program completed 15 rehab projects, mainly roof replacements, and there were 8 more applications already approved. A couple over 62 with an income lower than $40,400 would qualify for our minor home repair and lawn care assistance grant. This past fiscal year, the CHORE program wrote close to 1,200 work orders for our 147 clients. For this next fiscal year, and that's the allocation you're currently reviewing, we already have given out 175 applications. Another example, a single person can get a one-time assistance towards a rent, mortgage, or utility payment if their income is below $35,350. And last year's emergency relief funds assisted 108 households and counting. All these activities are still in counting. So after the public hearing is closed, we hope Council will approve the 2025-2026 Annual Action Plan, authorizing staff to submit a CDBG application and confirm the 5-year plan without any changes, which you approved April 26, 2021. So we could look forward to another 5-year plan next year, but not yet. Thank you, Council.
All right, thank you. We will now have a public hearing for the CBDG Community Development Block Grant for the Annual Action Plan and the 5-year Consolidated Plan. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. Please give your name and address for the record.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pamela Gerald, P.O. Box 155, Southfield, Michigan, 48037-0155. My telephone number is 248-346-0439. I am really impressed with this proposal. For many, many years, I got up here to encourage our city council members to find some extra money to give to Haven, which is an organization that I'm very, very passionate about. We know since 2008, with all the changes in our economy, that domestic violence is still high and on the rise. And that's why we do that domestic violence walk, to continue to make awareness. So, wow, I'm impressed, $5,000. And hopefully next year we can try and bump it up another $2,500, because my other city, which is Farmington Hills, they give almost $11,000 to Haven in their block grant. So maybe we can up the ante, but thank you so much for going higher than $2,500 or $3,000. So I'm in support of this proposal for your CDBG grant. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak to the CBDG proposals? All right, seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Council, what say you?
Mr. President?
Yes.
I move that we approve the uses for the CDBG funds by adopting the annual action plan as submitted before us, which will confirm the 2021 through 2026 five-year plan.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilwoman Haynes, to approve the CBDG annual action plan and affirm the five-year consolidated plan. Any further questions? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Ms. Greenstein. We have one ordinance to approve.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Yes, I move that we enact ordinance 1813. It's a proposed text amendment by amending Article 9, and it will update the uses permitted in the OS Office Service zoning district to include limited retail and restaurant uses in certain areas.
Support.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Banks, supported by Councilwoman Hoag, to enact ordinance number 1813. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're up to the council portion of our meeting.
Mr. President? You have one. I will
Oh,
Can I
yes.
go? Okay, thank you. I move that we approve the travel expense for Councilman Pro Tem Hicks for the 2025 Mackinac Policy Conference, May 27th through 30th, for the travel expense for President Mandelbaum, Michigan Chronicle Pancakes and Politics, May 22nd. Council President Mandelbaum, 2025 Mackinac Policy Conference, same date, as well as the expense for Mayor Seibert for the 2025 Mackinac Policy Conference.
It has been moved by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilwoman Haynes, to approve the travel expense for Councilman Hicks at the Mackinac Policy Conference, the travel expense for Councilman Mandelbaum at the Mackinac Policy Conference, the travel expense for Councilman Mandelbaum at the Michigan Chronicle Pancakes and Politics, as well as the travel expense for Mayor Seibert at the Mackinac Policy Conference. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, Council. Mr. Brightwell, do you have anything this evening?
I have nothing this evening.
Councilwoman Haynes?
Nina, I did think, I wanted to mention that in this community development block grant, if I'm not mistaken, part of that money is used for the youth assistance in camps. I just wanted to make the public aware that the city gives money for children to attend camp, and it's because of this community development block grant. And for parents that do not know this, and for some of the audience that come and say, what can you do to help our youth? That is one of the ways that the city does help. I used to be a part of the youth assistance, and there is a recognition that they also give to the youth. So this is something that is very important to families in our communities, and a lot of families have taken advantage of that, and also important to participating in the camps at Parks and Rec. If I'm not mistaken, there's some that are going on right now. Just wanted to let people know that that's where a lot of that money is going to, and I'm very glad to see that happening, and I would encourage families to take advantage of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hicks?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it real quick. Council President, thank you, first of all. I serve our city as a member of the Michigan Municipal League Finance Committee. We review legislation that financially impacts our communities. By having a seat at the table, our community helps propose items that benefit Southfield. I enjoy serving on this committee because it gives me an opportunity to not only advocate on our behalf, but also for an opportunity for me to learn from mayors and council members across the state. I also want to congratulate the graduates of the Southfield A&T and the University High School Academy for the graduating year of 2025. I also want to note again that University High School Academy is number 25 in the state, and Southfield A&T is improving in its rankings. I had the honor to personally congratulate and shake the hands for every graduate that graduated this year. Our scholars are doing some great things that I just wanted to highlight real quickly. Giving a shout out to Mary Casa, who earned $4.6 million. Again, that's $4.6 million in scholarships. She'll be attending Yale in the fall. 68 other of her peers at university earned $14 million in scholarships to attend college. Southfield A&T graduates also earned double-digit figures in scholarships to attend college. This year, the Student Council at Southfield A&T reached a new height, earning the prestigious Award of Excellence. Out of the entire state, only 26 high schools have achieved this honor. And it serves as a testament to the strong leadership that has flourished within our district. I would like to take a moment to recognize an individual who exemplified the leadership, Mr. Tyson Howard. Tyson dedicated himself and committed himself to winning the Student Council Student of the Year Award, a recognition that highlights his significant impact on his council and the school community. I want to also list that our student board representative who came before this council, Mr. Eric Spraggins, has been tirelessly an advocate for his peers, but he also received the McDonald's Future Black History Changemaker Award. Micah Owens earned the Emerging Entrepreneur for the state of Michigan. Also want to lift that the Fire Academy last year had its first graduate, and this year several additional graduates have been awarded by the state for their participation in the academy and the certificate earned as a result of their graduation. And finally, I want to recognize Ms. Savannah Phillips, who won a silver medal at the American Culinary Foundation competition. The reason why I lift all this is because we're one Southfield, and I'm a proud alum of the Southfield Public Schools as well as Councilwoman Banks, and I believe that many of these students are not just surviving but thriving and going on to do great things. The Southfield Public Schools has a mandate to prepare our students for the future, whether that be in a known profession or for jobs that's not even thought of yet. So I salute all the graduates and look forward to hearing future achievements from those students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Councilwoman Banks?
Thank you, Councilman Hicks, for sharing that information. It's exciting to hear. To our city administrator, can we get an update report on the status of the street lights for Civic Center Drive? We, we're told in February that they were going to start, then it was April, May that they were going to start, then it was the end of June that they were going to start. And I don't need it now, but if we could just get an update report, because I'm tired of the phone calls, and I said I would bring it to the public meeting.
I can get you that update. I know it's going to be soon.
Thank you.
Just this morning, I signed an invoice for $601,000 to cover the capital, 100% of the cost of those lights. And
Thank you.
it's my understanding the delay on those lights was partially because we ended up getting a grant to cover the project. And I will get you a stronger installation date. I am told it is soon, and an invoice is a good sign. I was pleasantly surprised to see it this morning.
Thank you. So for those that are listening, you did hear from our city administrator that it will be soon, and he will get back with us. Thank you. I have nothing further.
Councilwoman Hoag?
Thank you. I too just wanted to thank Council Pro Tem Hicks for that information. Job well done to the students. And then just point of privilege, wished Councilwoman Haynes a happy birthday on Friday. And I know she's going to be celebrating in her style, so I'll see you then. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Not to belabor it, but congratulations to the graduates, not just in Southfield Public Schools, but to all the schools, colleges, even the kindergarten children who graduated from a Southfield school, academy, daycare, whatever. It's exciting. I remember even when my son graduated, they put a little cap and gown on him for preschool. So, but congratulations! It's a great feat. Even those graduating college, congratulations. The Southfield's annual photo prize is up and running. There's a number of pictures. There are 25 pictures that are located outside. I think mostly out of Parks and Recs building outside. You can go online and vote for your favorite picture. There's a number of great pictures, nature, children, some very artsy pictures with some of the buildings we have in the city. So I don't know how long that runs, but if you have to go to the website to place your vote, and the top 3 photos with the highest votes will win some Southfield swag, I believe, as well as some bragging rights. So feel free to take a look at those pictures. And also the city, the last couple days as well as tomorrow, will have the pavilion open as a cooling center for those who need. I know I'm getting complaints it's even hot in this room, but we're pushing all the cold air into the pavilion. So it will be open. I know that they had bottles of water available for those who were there today. We just ask that you if you have children with you, please make sure you're watching your children. Watch your belongings. We don't take responsibility if things go missing. And there are, I think, areas for you to charge your cell phones if needed. So please, if you know someone who needs a cooling center, please spread the word. Councilwoman.
I forgot to mention, I just want to give a kudos to the fire department. Chief, I've been following the fire department on its social media, and you guys are doing some great things over there, training and all. I wouldn't mind coming by seeing it. A couple of us, 3 of us did it together in, where were we, in Pontiac or something? Oakland County, Auburn Hills. And it looks like it's the same type of training, but they're just doing some wonderful things, training everybody. And I don't know if you guys get a chance, but look them on the social media. But just great things, and so, thank you. That was all.
All right, Councilman Haynes.
I did forget to tell everybody, we had the passing of Don McGee. For those of you all that don't know, he was the manager for the Jazz and Blues series, but he was more than that. He was a very important contributor to the city of Southfield. He lived in the city of Lathrop Village, but he was very involved in the children's garden and the library, and very active, just doing a lot of things in the community. He will be missed, and just stay tuned. As a member and president of the Friends, we will be hosting some type of event to celebrate his legacy here in the city of Southfield. He was just a good guy. He was the reason why I am involved with the Friends, and we just really appreciate all that he has done, and just enjoy individuals like that come to our city and bring life and just joy. So just wanted to let everybody know that was Don McGee. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, speaking of someone that the council knows well that just passed, I regret to inform you that frequent speaker came for Councilman Attorney Contreras Williams, passed this week, is a member of the Total Living Commission. Family viewing will be this Friday down the street at the funeral home.
Kim.
Camp, thank you, from 4 o'clock. On to some brighter news. On Friday, the city of Southfield was visited by the Philippine Cultural Consul General here in the Midwest, Melody Rita Diana. And I greeted her on behalf of the city. The occasion of her visit was the viewing of the new Philippine American Cultural Center on Marshall Road. As many of you know, Southfield has been home to the Metro Detroit Philippine Community and Cultural Center for 23 years. Until recently, they were located in an office building on North End Park Drive. And so, as you know, I'm very big on adaptive reuse. So we have a church that has been vacant for years on Marshall Road across the street clinic. And the Philippine Cultural Center is now moved to that location. This came before council earlier with the approval of the site plan. And they have, because the building has been empty for quite some time, they've got quite a bit of work to do, but they've got a very dedicated group of Filipino Americans that are supporting this endeavor. There was a lot of energy despite the showers on Friday. And you'll be hearing more from them. And they're doing a good job of cleaning up the site. As you know, any property that sits vacant for a while will always have some issues. So I want to congratulate them on their new home. And it was great to have the Consul General for the Midwest visit our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Administrator?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a request tonight. I am requesting that council adopt a resolution, in essence, creating a $400,000 line of credit for the receiver at the former Embassy Suites, also known as 28100 Franklin Road. The city would be reimbursed at an interest rate of 6% upon sale of the asset. If you'll recall, we had entered into a similar agreement on the former Michigan Inn over on GL Hudson's Drive. We never consummated that deal, as the group that was the owner, they ended up providing financing. But in this case, the ownership is not as clear as it could be, and the receiver has asked that the city front money to be reimbursed upon the sale and liquidation of the asset for site maintenance, grass cutting, securing the property, removal of debris, and general site security. And I am requesting a corresponding budget adjustment from our support service contractual professional account by $400,000 and the use of fund balance from the general fund, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to enter into a property maintenance reimbursement agreement with the court-appointed trustees, subject to the agreement being approved by the city attorney as to form.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I move that we approve the Embassy Suite receiver cost reimbursement agreement as presented.
Support.
We have a motion by Councilman Brightwell, supported by Councilwoman Hoag, to approve the Embassy Suites receiver cost reimbursement agreement. I just want to double check. I know we changed the number. It was originally 250, now you're asking for 400. Is that,
Correct.
that's correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Madam Attorney? Oh, sorry, Mr. Administrator, do you have anything else?
No, I have no additional business.
All right.
Thank you.
And good evening, council. I have nothing further to add either.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to announce that we are hiring election workers for this upcoming election, August the 5th, and the general election, November the 4th. They can call us, anyone who is interested, you can call us, listening or watching public, anyone who's interested. The pay for the 1 day of work is $225. You just have to attend a mandatory training class that pays $25 as well. I know that money doesn't really matter in these types of issues because we all have a part in keeping democracy alive. And also I want to just thank Council Pro Tem Hicks for just highlighting our talented and gifted and amazing students. And I'm happy that we have them in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing from our treasurer, planner is gone, the city assessor, engineer, building official? Do you have anything?
Nothing to add at this time, thank you.
All right, nothing to schedule. We have one closed session.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I move pursuant to the Open Meeting Act that we go into a closed session for discussion for strategies and negotiation sessions connected with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement as allowed per law.
Been moved by Councilwoman Hoag, supported by Councilwoman Haynes, that we will go into a closed session pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267, Section 7, MCL 15.268C. Madam Clerk, can I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Banks?
Yes.
Councilman Brightwell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes? Yes. Council Pro Tem Hicks?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hoag?
Yes.
Council President Mandelbaum?
Yes.
We have a quorum.
All right, thank you.